Anytime you see Baal in front of a rabbi or with the name of a rabbi, it stands for subverter. Tov is order. There was a rabbi in the late 1700s named Rabbi Israel Baal Shem Tov. That means the subverter of the Israelites, of the Shem clan, tribe, order. Like the Freemason order or whatever order. That's what that means. And these subverters went into every single tribe deliberately to infest their bloodlines with their DNA so that they can be born and harvest from the true Israelites, which is the native indigenous people who have melanin, which is how the universe chose to represent consciousness through a being, someone who can absorb light, someone who can absorb the sun. They did this subverting of the world and mixing of DNA to find a way out. You see, Shaitan is not Lucifer, and Shaitan has been here as long as the Most High has been an inception in this domicile, in this plane of existence, in our reality, in our realm, on our earth, however you want to say it. Shaitan works through many things. The last precession cycle, it wasn't so much Caucasians and homunculi. It was the Australopithecus, the Neanderthal, and men and males. Shaitan worked its way through males, and it's working its way through males again in this precession cycle. Men have shown to have a weakness for sex and flesh and lust. And that's how they've been able to infiltrate the tribes of Judah, these imposters of Judah. Wake up. Think. All of this investment in blood and research and your data and DNA and studying how you think. You can think about something and it pops up on your phone now, as if your thoughts are in the ether and they're just collecting it. Why do you think they need all this stuff? They are searching for fidelity. They're searching for fidelity. The ability to live forever. But it's more than just living forever. It's living and subverting the whole universe. You see, source and consciousness naturally with the universe can make itself out of nothing. They've been studying, trying to know how to do that. And what they cannot accept, Shaitan cannot accept, that melanated beings are the representation of that. The reason why they're so stuck on this is because they are scared. They operate in scarcity. They continue down their path of mass destruction because they are scared of the nothingness that they are facing. The idea for them is to infiltrate the higher etheric, heavenly, planetary bodies beyond that realm and subvert, make it so that the representation is them as a homunculus, faceted from a man who was a giant with a hairy back to be their subverted daddy. It's disgusting. And it's just about being the arbiters, being the bringer of life, but not actually being the bringer of life and facing that fact, but not facing that fact because they're trying to subvert the world. And then being okay with transhumanism and integrating technology. Why do you think they're doing this? It's more than just a deceptive tactic to subvert your soul. It's in tandem with their fundamental core beliefs as imposters of Judah. They understand their mission. subvert the world so that they can rule it and have this hierarchy. Because in the spiritual realm, and according to the Most High with the universe, you earn your spiritual rank from experience, from transmutation and pain. These motherfuckers can't transmute anything. So they deceive so that they can somehow offload their karma, or they thought that they were deceiving to offload their karma. That's not what's happening, you guys. They're not telling you in subliminals what's going on so that they can avoid their karma. That's not what's happening. They're saying it in the media so that they're telling each other who's in the know and who knows what to look for. They're communicating subliminally with the messaging, not so that they can offload their karma. That's like impossible, except they're trying. They're trying everything that they can. The CIA deploys agents who learn astral projection just for this reason, going into the dream state and trying to swap inheritances with people, mostly Native Indigenous people, trying to molest them in the dream state, trying to harvest from them in the dream state, trying to swap with them in the dream, anything that they can do to confuse the spiritual realm. But that doesn't really work either. And when everyone's like, they're running out of time, no one is really saying what they're running out of time for. I'm going to tell you, we've been in a dark age. It's called that because we're the furthest away from the North Star, Polaris, the brightest star in our sky. Besides the sun, if you want to see a sun as a star. And if you look at the precession of the equinox, the dark ages last from Aries to Pisces. What I'm saying is, if it seems bleak, it's by design. Even in here, even in this dome, even on Earth, it's a natural rhythmic clock that is off a few centimeters, because that's how nature works. It's always off askew because it lets in nuance. And this period of this dark age is where we are the furthest from the Most High. Connection feels the furthest. Everything feels the furthest. And Shaitan runs rampant wicked through here. And that's why there are prophets that come down. That's why there are people that come down to be the eyes, to feel, to see, to judge even. I know these things because it's in my blood to know.